Game Over 86 coming back with another video, and today we are going to be talking about Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. But before I do, I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. Hope you guys enjoyed the video games that you guys played. I know a lot of people didn't because they've been bitching and complaining about Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, why there ain't an easy mode. I mean, why aren't there a cheat code just to get you to the end of the boss? Why ain't there just a one-hit kill? I mean, why isn't there stuff like that? And I'm just going to be brutally honest with everybody in here. And because I come from a different era, quit bitching. Quit complaining about the strength of the game, okay? I'll give you some examples, and I know a lot of people may dislike me, not. And if you do like me at the end of the video, please hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, and if you're new to the channel, make sure you also like the video, share the video with a bunch of, people out there that are shameless, that oh, they need this video in their life. And because I'm real. If you dislike the video, just hit the thumbs down and, go to somebody else's video that's probably going to tickle your fun bag and go over there and sit there and be like, oh, this guy said everything I wanted to hear. We need an easy mode in this game. He is right. I like his video. And then the next week he disagrees with something and then you unsub from him. That's how it works. The point I'm saying is this. I came from a different era where they didn't have save states. We had limited lives. Hell, I used to have to play games with quarters. I'm like, shit. I'm running low on quarters, man. I hope I don't lose. There were games like the NES that were difficult, and they were even smaller platforming games like Super Mario World 3 on the NES. It was a difficult game. Level 8 was difficult. There were some levels in there you're just like, even level 7, World 7. I keep saying level, but World 7, World 8. There were some tough ones. And you know what? Game Genie did come and it helped out with some of the stuff. But I'm saying back in the day, there was more problems. That's why a lot of people couldn't beat NES games. Your thing would freeze. Your game wouldn't, it would all of a sudden, flash. That you get the flashing red light. So when I see all these people bitching about, oh, the game should be on easy mode and all this, it's like they're the ones that are used to being their handheld in life. They're the ones that always get a participation medal when they finish 16th out of 16th places. They're the ones that always get congratulations by getting a D+ in school. They're the ones that are always getting a pat on the back for tying their own shoes at 35. I know this video might rub people the wrong way, but I don't give a shit. And you have seen me in recent videos say, possibly if you're new, you haven't, but when a developer does something that's anti-consumer, I will call them out. To this ain't anti-consumer at all. They made a difficult game for you to play. A lot of players, gamers out there, like a difficulty setting, very hard difficulty, so that there's an actual challenge. They don't want to just run through the game and then the guys just stand there like dumb AI. Man, that was a great game. Yeah, they just stood there and you shoot them. Wow, that's like Destiny, literally. When you're just in the player versus environment, PvE, that's all it is. They just stand there like idiots. And I'm using these examples so people can understand what I'm meaning. Like, Bloodborne was a tough game. A lot of people say Dark Souls. I struggle with a lot of these games, but I didn't bitch about the developer not doing the right stuff. I didn't bitch there and sit there and say, oh, well, they need to change the way that the game's played because I'm struggling with it. No, I practiced. I got better at it. Or if I didn't ever get good at it, I just quit playing the game and went on to another game. And I say, I'll come back to it later. That's in my to-do list, which I still have some games like that back in the day I still want to complete. And there were some tough games. But I'm going to give you guys the reasons why I think players shouldn't bitch now about the strength of the game, the difficulty, not even needing an easy. And I'll give you guys a couple reasons, okay? And they may be, oh, duh, we already knew that. But there's YouTube. Go look and watch somebody else play. Mimic what they do. Get some skill. Learn the damn game. Okay? Brutally honest. If you're suck at a game, you suck at a game. We're not all, you're good at a game. Man, I'm great at a game. I got a .849 KD. No, it's not that. It's like not everybody's good at a game. Okay? Not everybody's great at a game. Dude, I'm not great at every game. I'm not even great at Super Smash Brothers, and it's not even a tough game. I mean, there's times where I got them on level 1, be honest with you, and I'm getting my ass kicked. I'm like, what the hell? I just don't play it enough to get good at it. But Mortal Kombat, I'd smack a lot of people around. Call of Duty is I smack everybody around. Destiny, I'm pretty damn good too. And I'm not saying they're tough games, but back in the day when they made them specifically for a person that loves first-person shooter or third-person shooters, you were good. Halo, I mean, all these games. Not everybody was good at them games, but now that they're bigger, like EA and Activision are bigger companies, they're trying to target more people to buy their games and spend money on loot packages and loot walls and loot boxes and paywalls and microtransactions. And then they know, well, if we make the shit player feel good, they're going to stay with the game because they feel like they're good. It's an old marketing strategy, man, and I use that a lot because I've worked in marketing, man. If you make somebody that's not good feel like they're good at the game, they're going to stay with the game. If you get a player that gets in there and they can't play the game and they suck at the game, they're not going to play the game any longer. They're going to give it a piss poor review and they're going to say, oh, the game sucked, just because they didn't understand it or they didn't get it. Okay? That's how a lot of people are with video games. And to sit there and say that we need to change the game around because you're not good at it is like saying, well, okay, I don't like this comedy movie. They need to not make it comedy. No, that's stupid. Oh, well, this music band sucks. They need to change the version of music because I don't like the style of music. Not everything's for everybody, and that includes video games. The real world doesn't give a shit about your little ass problems when it comes to a video game being hard or easy. Well, I spent $60 Game Over 86, and I should get to choose. You know, that's anti-consumer. You always talk about anti-consumer. Well, I'm going to explain some anti-consumers real quick, and then I'll end the video, and I want to know what you guys think. Give me your opinions. Am I wrong? Do you think I'm being wrong? I'll give you some examples. Anti-consumer, if Sekiro Shadows Die Twice came out and you needed a paywall or they locked something behind a microtransaction and you had to buy it to beat the boss, that's bullshit. Yes, call the developer out on that to makes the game to where you're like using a weapon that's not even able to kill the guy, to where you have to physically spend more money. That's bullshit. If there's a game that's real buggy like Fallout 76 and Sekiro Shadows Die Twice to where you're lagging or you're hitting the person, it's just not registering and then you die and it's not ever killing them and you're stuck there, that's the developer's fault. The game just being tough and you not being good enough to beat it is not the developer's fault. It's your fault. You're supposed to actually play the game, learn the game. You're not just going to be able to run through it like Mario 3D Land, okay, or Kirby Star Allies, or Yoshi's Crafted World that just came out, or any of these other easy platforming games. Now you could say, oh, well, Mario. I'm talking about nowadays. I'm not talking about the old school Mario games, okay? I'm talking about nowadays where you can save it, you have multiple lives, you don't have to reset the thing or blow out a cartridge, okay? I'm talking about games that aren't really skilled. Kirby Star Allies, you don't even need anybody. You can just use your buddies and they'll fight the boss themselves. That's ridiculous. That makes the game not fun. I mean, that would be like watching somebody play the game. I know a lot of people like watching people play games, but like, I don't. I can't sit there and watch somebody play a game that long. It's just boring because I want to play. So to sit there and watch somebody else do it for you in the game while you're playing it, it wouldn't be fun. So them are some of my ideas on why you guys, the people that are out there bitching about it, should stop complaining about it having an easy mode. I plan on actually picking up the game and playing the game. I've seen people play it. I've actually seen people stream it. It does look very good. It does look very difficult too. But that's the appeal to me. I like some difficult games. Some games I don't really like difficulties on. Sometimes I'm just like, oh, I want to play the game and beat it, and they have an easy mode. I'll put it on there just to play it because I want to get it done because I have a backlog of games. That's fine if they develop it for that. But also, I also talk about, games that are developed and they lock things like controllers. See, I grew up playing with regular controller, not with Joy-Cons and Wii controllers and nunchuck controllers. So when I brought up the thing about Mario Party and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu, they were locked. That's the only thing you can use, the Pokeball, the handheld, and the Joy-Cons. And all I stated was, I think it should have a Pro Controller, not locked, like they did with the Wii, with Skyward Sword, and the Wii U. Even with Super Mario Galaxy on the Wii, you had to use a nunchuck, and it was ridiculous. And they were like, well, that's how the game was developed for. They shouldn't have made it, though, to where you have to use just the Joy-Cons or the nunchucks. They should have said, you know what, some people may want to use the Pro Controller, let's give them that option at least. So that is where I state that the developer is wrong in that game. How many people are playing Mario Party right now? How many people are really playing? Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu was an easy game. It was like the worst selling Japanese game over there in Japan. It's not even a real Pokemon RPG for all the people that were saying, oh, it's a real Pokemon RPG. Shut the hell up. You don't know what you're talking about. But you're a Nintendo fanboy, and that's for a different time, for a different video. Way over. I'm just coming back and telling you guys, the people that are bitching about Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, listen, don't play the game then if you don't like it. But I want to play the game, then stop bitching about it. But you didn't tell me anything I want to hear. I know. That's how life is. I know it. It's not always, you get dealt a shitty hand, okay? And that's just the way the world is. And I'm not saying that you have to sit there and spend $60. By all means, if you bought it, take it back then. Take it back. Okay, but I want to beat it. I want to then practice and get better at it. But I don't have time. Then shut the fuck up and quit bitching about it. But I can't oh my God. And that's when you just disconnect. Because you can't convince anybody or help them understand. They want to hear that you're right. They shouldn't do that. They should put an easy mode on for everything. And it's like the kid that gets D+ in school and he gets a Dairy Queen afterwards. Or he gets an applause for getting 16th place out of 16 places. We live in a generation now where everybody has to have their hand held. And I grew up in a handheld. I lived in a generation where they didn't give a shit. You didn't get an award if you didn't place first, second, or third. There was no runner-ups. There was no, oh, well, let's give this guy a candy bar because he finished 8th. No. They would say, well, better luck next year, or try harder. And that made people work harder and strive to be better. And I'll go back to my drumming. 22 years. I didn't just become great 2 months in. Oh, man, I'm amazing at drums. It took me time, practice, patience, and I have a little bit of skill. I mean, some people have to have, they say, and I don't know if this is proven, but I've heard people with ADD, they have more white brain matter that helps them be more in tune, hand-eye coordination. I'm not saying that's true. I'm just saying that's what I heard. I know I'm jumping because I have ADD. Don't judge me, guys, in the comments this time. I'm just saying I didn't bitch to anybody, man. I went out there and practiced. Practice makes perfect. I know people have heard that before. And some people are blessed with God-given talent. Some people are blessed with just skill. Not everybody can be a pro football player. Not everybody can be a pro gamer. Not everybody can be a musician, professional musician. And the same thing with developers. Not every developer can cater to each person like that. And that's where I think we need to come together as a community and understand that games are going to be tough and there's going to be games that are easy. And I don't believe developers should have to change their vision. It's like me trying to tell Korn to quit playing heavy metal. No, man, you got to quit. I don't like it. No, that's what they love to do. You can't tell, Picasso to quit painting the way he did. No, that's what he did. That's what made him him. You can't tell Steven Spielberg to not direct movies, do it this way. No, that's what made him great. So when I see that and I see everybody bitching saying the developers need to change, man, that's art. They don't want to make it easy on you. They want you to actually try. They want you to learn. They don't want you to just walk through it and have your hand held. What's the point of the game? So, with that being said, guys, I want to know what you guys think. I want to know what you guys think down in the comments, what you guys, opinion-wise. Do you really like the game at hard difficulty? I do. I think challenges are awesome. I think it also makes people gamers. And I do want to say one thing before I end. People that want to use the disability thing and say, well, what about a disabled person? They should have that choice to have an easy mode. That's an accessibility rather than a difficulty. How do we know if we don't give them a controller like Xbox has a disability controller? How do you know they don't use that controller? And they fly through that. Maybe they are good at it. They just can't use a regular Xbox One controller, PS4 DualShock controller, and they can't, maybe they don't have all that capabilities to use their thumbs on the joysticks and the buttons. But if they have that one circle pad like you've seen on the Xbox disability controller, they may just fly through it. I've seen people play with their toes in Street Fighter. I've seen people do amazing things that are disabled. And to sit there and use that as an excuse just to get an easy mode for somebody that has their two hands, that takes it for granted. You're taking all this stuff for granted, man, when there's people out there with better struggles that may not get to enjoy games to the fullest, like some people do every day. And all they want to do is just enjoy the game, whether it's hard or not. They just want to have a way to play it. So when we look at all that, and if somebody tried to use the disability thing, that's what I would say. Is I think a lot of people are just taking stuff for granted and they feel in this me too and it's all about me and it's got to be my way. This is BS. It's got to be on easy. I got to have my hand held. We got to stop, man, with that mentality. We're going to grow old and never be able to change a tire or change oil or understand how to mow a lawn. And this goes with everyday real world stuff and not just video games. I had nobody teach me the drums, hold my hand. I learned that, man. I learned paradiddles. I learned how to flare and rolls and timing. I learned how to keep timing. Okay, I learned how to play third dimensional, fourth dimensional. I'm still struggling with fifth dimensional because you got to sing and play, 4 different things. If nobody knows what dimensional is, that's for a different video for a different time. I'll have to show you guys that in another video when it comes up to drumming, so stay tuned maybe for that. I'll do that for an extra later on down the road. So I just want to ask you guys, what do you think? Do you like that games are difficult and they give you a challenge? Some kind of self-gratification or enjoyment to where you go, man, I accomplished something. Because some people do get that in video games. Or do you want that easy mode to where you're like, you know what? I don't have time. I'm busy. And I understand people are busy and got shit to do. But it's going to take away from the actual gaming experience, making it uneasy because it wasn't intended for that. But what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you are new to this channel, and if you do like me, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, keep up to date. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and sometimes I'll throw some videos in there on the side. Follow me on Twitter. It's down in the description link. I will put that down there. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter, you can. Also, if you like the video, hit the thumbs up. And if you would like to share this video with everybody out there that you may think needs to hear this opinion. Not the ones where they say get good and spell it G-U-D. And they're like 30 plus years old. Let me know down in the comments, though. I love you very much. Enjoy the rest of your week. I will be back Wednesday, guys. Stay safe. Peace.